We understand we have someone on the phone right now, William Hayes, joining us this evening. This is the gentleman who shot this video on the ground. Thank you so much, William, for joining us. What can you tell us from what you witnessed this evening?
So I arrived and a lot of people on the off-ramp at East Ridge just ducking behind their cars. It was kind of silent at first. As soon as I get out of the vehicle, shots just started ringing out again. Officers were ducked down behind their patrol vehicles. Families were actually trying to take cover by going down onto the other side of the overpass there.
William, what do you think happened? I mean, you were there. I mean, was this something that started on the 215 freeway, spilled out onto this overpass? What do you think happened?
So from what I've gathered from the tow truck driver that was actually in the process of towing that white pickup truck, the CHP was in the process of towing the gentleman's vehicle. He had taken all this stuff out. He had a calm demeanor, and then all of a sudden came out with a rifle and started shooting at the officers.
So he was pulled over, this guy that you're talking about? Or they had just pulled him over?
The suspect. Yeah, it appears, from what I gathered from the suspect, from the tow truck driver and other witnesses and the radio traffic, was that the CHP officers were in the process of impounding this gentleman's vehicle.
Okay.
And so how did you, William, actually get to this site? How did you know about it? Obviously, you're listening to radio scanner traffic, but what did you hear that made you go over there?
So we monitor radio traffic. I had other news tips that came in that says, hey, there's something going on. I turned on my radio, and sure enough, there was something. There was a little bit of a time, like a lag on where the location was initially. They said it was down at Box Springs and East Ridge, but they said come in from the east. Well, I came in from the east off the 215. I was only 2 exits away, and I just went straight into it on thinking that it was going to be further down away from the freeway.
So this was possibly what it sounds like, Susie, a repo. Somebody was getting their truck repossessed, and that person just didn't want to let it go. He was armed apparently with an AR-15 rifle and was shooting at officers who were responding to this. And a lot of times of a repossession. No. Pardon me? Go ahead.
May I interrupt? It was an officer on a traffic stop impounding the gentleman's vehicle. It was not a repo.
Oh, it wasn't a repo. Okay, so but they were impounding it, perhaps tickets, perhaps
who knows?
A bad license,
it could have been a number of things. Who knows? But William, tell us more about the stance that officers took when you got there. Describe more.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
You know, the stance that officers were taking. You said families were taking cover.
Yeah, families were taking cover. Shots were being fired from multiple different directions. Some officers came in from the west, and from what one of the witnesses told me, that was on the west side of this, he actually was telling me that the officer that was next to his vehicle actually took the final shot to the suspect, and you know, there was just that crossfire coming from the west, the officers from the east, and wherever that suspect was firing from, right there in the middle.
And then for how long did those shots go on, would you say?
For me, it was going on for a couple of minutes before I even got my camera out of the truck to start rolling. You know, before that, you know, there was a pretty substantial amount of gunfire going between, and the suspect attempted to advance on the officers.
Was there yelling going on? Was there screaming going on? Did you hear anything else?
You know, I was more focused. There was an officer, a couple officers that were down. Mainly the concern was, where was the suspect? Where are those officers? Can we get to those officers and pull those officers out and get them out of there?